Welcome to a new section about talking of random topics. Today we're going to be talking about stereotypes, cultural bias, and ethnocentrism. The last two, we don't usually know these words or we don't know what those they mean. So I'm going to be talking about the three. I'm going to give my point of view about them, and that's the thing. Let's begin. I'm going to begin with the definition of stereotype given by the vocabulary or dictionary definition.com. Now, a stereotype is a preconceived notation, especially about a group of people. Many stereotypes are racist, sexist, or homophobic. Those are stereotypes, commonly held ideas about specific groups. You must often hear about negative stereotypes, but some are positive. Now, here in Mexico, we usually categorize people. I think that a stereotype it's when you stop calling a person by a person and start classifying like a type of person. That is like an stereotype about someone or something. Now, as I was saying, here in Mexico, we have a lot of stereotypes of people or types of people. For example, we have otakus. We also have buchones and a lot of other things that we categorize people as a stereotype. And a lot of people take those groups and say that they are like wrong or blah 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 just because they did not belong to that part or that group. Um, so then, yes, and a stereotype is thinking about a group of people of a different way or like specifying that they are not good. And as the definition of the vocabulary.com, some stereotypes are good. Now, I'm gonna continue with the word ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism, it's an evolution of other cultures according to preconceptions originating in the standards and custom of on one's own culture. What does that mean? It's judging different type of behaviors because you're used to do something and all by your point of view. Uh, this is, by my point of view, it's wrong because you can just categorize people like they are doing something wrong or their behaviors are not correct just because you're not used to do those things like I don't know, for example, um, like marry or not marry. There are people that think that people that do not marry and they live together are totally wrong, and that's like ethnocentrism because you had has been educated like you're gonna stay with a person and you're gonna marry her and then you're gonna live with her, and now in our like in 2K19 a lot of people live without together without being married or something like that. So ethnocentrism is thinking about something and categorize that thing as wrong by your own opinion or culture. Now I'm gonna pass to something like that is culture that is cultural bias, and that is classifying things as wrong by your own self culture. Like for example, speaking wrong or talking wrong about an Asian culture, you being Mexican or backwards. Like the Asians think that Mexican are so lazy because they were educated that Asians or for example Chinese kids since they were younger they always are studying their schools and it's persistence and discipline something that they teach on those parts of the world, right? For example, we also have Germany. We also have Swiss places that shows these different type of behaviors, and cultural bias is a form of ethnocentrism. I'm gonna read a little definition. Cultural bias is a form of ethnocentrism in which people from a particular ethnic background judge the outside world through a worldview based on their own cultural standards. Now, as stereotypes, there are good cultural bias and wrong cultural bias. What we should take is the good cultural bias. For example, we should take the Asian good things. For example, as I said, the discipline and the persistence that Asians have. So, cultural bias, ethnocentrism, and stereotypes are as one part good and as other they are wrong. So that's the thing. That's like my personal opinion about these three random topics, and I'm gonna talk like really fast about something that I have experienced. On college, our teacher asked to us to dress or of a random way, a crazy way, and I went dressed to a Noxo, dressed with a Mario costume, like Mario Bros costume, and the people just stay looking at me like, what do you have? And I also, what do you have dressed? And I also heard someone that said, "Hey, grow up, man. You're like in college, and please grow up." And I'm like, "Hey, what if I want to dress that way? And what if I have a, I don't know, a even mature mentality than yours, and not it's just by my type of dressing, right?" And there are a lot of stereotypes that are in this country, at least, that we should like eradicate about uh, homosexual people, like the different type of classification of people and all that stuff. We should avoid stereotypes. We also should take the good part about cultural bias, also with ethnocentrism, and get used to new cultures and behaviors. So that's the thing. You can go dressed like Mario Bros to the Noxo and stop taking care of what people think. Just be yourself, and that's the thing. That's a little summary about all what I had to do or what I had to say, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Goodbye.